All right, I'm going to be reviewing a replay from Dylan Pickle. And, he just put this replay in the Rocket League coaching Discord. So I'm going to take a look, just watching it straight through. I'll note some times of events that I want to look at in a greater detail. And, we'll see what we got. So right there, he did a full jump on the kickoff, and there's no real need to be doing that just because you want to maintain as much control of your car as possible. Good job playing it by that guy. And then it didn't work out. Good job recognizing it's coming off the crossbar there. Get past him. Right there, I don't think you should have left the ball to demo chase. Yeah, I think it would have been better to just stay behind the ball and push it forward. Good job getting up in the air really quickly there, though. You can't always, as you climb the ranks, you're not going to be able to rely on your opponents making, I'd call that a silly mistake as much. But, if it looks like they're awkward or, in a bad spot, then, if you can read your opponents, then that's good to do. Alright, there you kind of ended up awkwardly under the ball. I feel like we could find a better way for you to rotate or drive. And there, I don't think I would have chased them into the corner like that. Good speed into the air again. That's seems to be a strength of yours, so definitely keep that up. Way to capitalize. Gonna assume that's the Bacchus mod alpha boost as well. Good kickoff. I think you're leaving ball cam off too long in the moments after a kickoff. Like, ideally you just get so comfortable with boost position on the field that you never need to take ball cam off unless you're dribbling. So just take it off briefly, get your car pointed towards the boost you're trying to get, and then go back to ball cam. Hopefully you're going for a pass upfield on your teammate there, to your teammate there rather. But you just angled your car a little bit wrong, sailed past the ball. It happens. Good demo. You get some boost and just make sure you don't push too far up so that it just gets sent past you. Yeah, that's fine. Good job. That was pretty good ball control there. You waited for yourself to get in a position where you're going to have a positive touch rather than just barely touching the ball at all. I'll kind of look at that past 20 seconds. It's good that you got the demo. In general, you're going to be wanting to rotate a back post rather than front post like you did there. When you're up in the air like that after an aerial challenge and you've got a few seconds before you land, you're going to want to point your car in the direction you want to go once you do hit the ground. So in that instance back there, probably should have pointed to the left so you can cover the goal. All right, good little tap from your teammate. Good awareness there. Good awareness. Yeah, just go get back boost. He didn't take it high, so you don't need to get to the backboard immediately. Probably would have been better to play to the left half of the field just because all your opponents were on the right side, so you might have been able to retain a bit more ball possession. I agree with the decision to not continue and get that full boost, but instead, you know, to cut your rotation a bit short, just get the pads so you can make sure to cover the goal in case they have a shot opportunity. So that was good. Unfortunate dunk there. Your teammate probably could have cleared it better in a way where, you know, the opponent isn't right there to hit it in, but nothing too bad. You kind of weren't looking at the play there. Of course, you don't want to dunk your teammate, but, you know, you've done good this whole game at, you know, having enough aerial car control to get up for balls that are, you know, higher up in the air. So I wrote down a few things. We're just going to go back to those times in game and see where it puts us. Yeah, it is. So here, basically, I don't think you should leave the ball to go demo chase because it, you know, you remove yourself from the play and you don't have any agency to affect the ball anymore. So looking at where it is now, your opponent's driving back towards his goal. So it's going to be hard for them to have a good challenge on the ball that, like, you know, strongly wins it in their favor and gets the ball heading back towards your goal. You also can see that your teammate is not in a position to, you know, dribble the ball in the net. Say if you guys, let's bring this up. So right now, you're like just a little bit past Hatfield. So you're like here, your teammate's here. The ball is, we'll do light orange for the ball. The ball's here, and your opponent's like here. I have the colors flip flopped, but bear with me. So, you know, when you leave, you just run past the ball and go to demo him. Your teammate is gonna have to take some precious time to drive this way and get behind the ball and start pushing it towards the goal. It would be a lot different if, you know, you were, oh gosh. So if this same play was happening in, why is it not coloring anymore? Ridiculous. If this same play was happening, you know, in this towards the center of the field, and you know your teammate was a little bit behind you, and the ball's here, then it's different. You know, you can run forward and apply pressure on this guy, knowing that from your teammate's perspective, you know, he's going to be like, oh, this is easy, a great opportunity to just dribble it in. But because it's on the wall and you know, you and your teammate are basically in a line here, it's different because you kind of just abandon the play, really. And if we go back a bit, let's just get the aerial view here. So you're chasing it, and then the ball just kind of dies in the corner here a little bit. You chasing him actually gives the opponent, if he had turned instead of, oh gosh, can I not? How do I get my mouse visible? So, you know, if the opponent had turned left into the corner instead of right back towards his goal, he actually wouldn't have been able to start a counterattack. Like, imagine him turning left right now and then hitting the ball. Then he would have you and your teammate beat and might be able to just drive it into the net. So instead of, you know, abandoning the ball there, I would just, you know, stay behind it, try to keep vision of your opponent if possible, and just go for like a good 50. Um, and I think, over time, multiple, in multiples of these scenarios, that would be a better choice overall. All right, what's next? 348. Good job. Okay. So here there's this high ball in the air and it kind of lures you in like a moth to a flame, but you're the furthest player from this ball. You're not going to get there first unless people are just whiffing their aerials. So and then it gets hit towards your back wall and then it pops up. You're kind of driving around. There's better ways to position yourself where so nothing happened, but there's better ways to position yourself so that in case they did get a pass midfield, you'd be able to have a positive impact on the game. So what I would do here is when you see that high ball, instead of turning left and cutting in like you do, I would actually moment here. So you start out like here. Start out like here, and then the ball gets popped up over on this side of the field, and you end up driving in like this. What this does is it makes it so that there's an angle of attack that an opponent could take where they play it high in the air behind you and score in your goal. So what you should do instead is take a route, make your rotation back post directly. So you would want to like drive here in this area, and then that way you keep the entirety of your goal in front of you. You don't have to leave 100% of the goal in front of you. You can leave, but don't go very far past this back post here. Definitely. So in case you're playing a wicked opponent and he just blasts it top right behind you, you can take a path that takes you up the wall a little bit. It'll just put you in a better place to defend. And knowing what we know now in retrospect, right? Let me get this figured out. So if at this very moment you were at your back post instead, once you see this ball pops up, you'd be able to just drive along the backboard above your goal and then clear that ball out. So nothing bad came of that, but it's still a better option to choose overall. Here, knowing this, looking at this situation, your teammate just died. Both of them are in that corner. I would not chase this ball into the corner. I would, seeing that I'm at 9 boost, I would be looking for maybe see if there's any pads available to grab. So I would probably like grab this pad and then this pad and collect some pads on my way back and just defend, purely because the chances of you winning a challenge in the opponent's corner against two of them, and then after winning that challenge being in a position to score is just very, very low. So here it's kind of recognizing you're not really going to get much out of this play if you go for it. And you're just going to put yourself out of position and give your opponents a chance to score. They don't capitalize, so you weren't punished immediately, but it's important to know when to kind of cut your losses and realize that you're not going to get much. All right, and then 246 was the last thing the next thing I noted. Okay, yeah, this is just a bit of a little mechanical error, nothing, super worrisome, I'd say. So you make the right choice to go for the ball. This isn't something I'd dwell on. You angle your car a little bit, and that causes you to miss. So hopefully what you're thinking at this moment is, Balchinski is out of play. He's like off the wall and awkward. And your teammate is closer to their goal than either of your opponents. So hopefully you were trying to like pass this ball up to your teammate and give him a really good opportunity on net. It doesn't go your way. It's important to hit the ball. I'm sure you know that, so wouldn't dwell on that too much. Okay, so here, um, so once you see that the opponent has taken this corner boost, you've got 12, and then it bounces up high. I would take a much sharper rotation back. Um, So you're over in this corner. You end up driving all the way like to midfield, and like the boost gets stolen from you, and then you make way over here. And instead of all that, like right when this boost gets taken, and you're like here with 12 boosts, I would just go bam, or not that exactly, but like even sharper, because again, you want to be rotating back post just so you can put yourself in the best defensive position possible. Up, 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 up. So he gets mid boost, and then you get the defensive clear, so that's good. But there's still a fair amount of time where you just kind of took yourself out of the play. All right, and then like the next 20 seconds or so. Okay, yeah. So you do really good here. You angle your cars so that when you touch the wall, you can like get another touch there. All right, a little front post rotation. Kind of look at this from your teammate's perspective, because you rotate front post, and then yeah, he kind of squanders it a little bit instead of staying behind the ball. So you shouldn't rotate front post. You should always be rotating back post so your teammate has all that space. Because what if he wanted to hit the ball right where you are? Is kind of something you want to consider. You want to make the game as easy as possible for your teammates to play as well. But you do end up, converting, so that's always nice. I wouldn't do this cut infield just because an opponent that's more aware might be able to just like hit this ball right after you put it in the center of the field for them. So it's always going to be safer to move the ball from your goal to your back corners and then up rather than cutting infield so near to your goal. To make it's a good demo, and then you convert. So really, rotate back post and be very very careful about bringing the ball to the center of the field for your opponents. But I mean, good job. This was a fun replay to review. Hopefully you got something out of it. Have a good one. All right, take care.